I'm feeling something.
Welcome to the Fresh Mint Podcast, where we are closing the generation gap one conversation at a time. I am Kev Mintz, and my partner on mic number 2 is
Josh Mintz.
Thank you for tuning in. This is an entertaining old school, new school debate.
Again, we welcome you to the Lion's Den. This is episode
Number 6.
We had a brief delay in our episodes. We had to take a little bit of a break, and we want to do a brief recap on Game 5 and then the Game 6 eventual winner being the Golden State Warriors. We have to congratulate them, but we're going to do a little brief recap on Game 5 first because we didn't get a chance to do it before. And we'll go into our thoughts on that, and we're going to give it to you like we said. There was a little bit of a change in our thinking, on my part anyway, and we're going to go over that real quick, and then we'll recap Game 6. What happened, and then we got a couple of other things we'd like to talk about to take us to the present. And let's take a quick look at Game 5.
in my thinking, in my opinion, in Game 5 for the Boston Celtics, I think it just looked like they gave up. I mean, even though the main guys put up numbers, they didn't play that well. I mean, Jaylen Brown had 18 points. He was 0 for 5 from 3.
Right.
All right.
Well, Boston came out flat. Let's just say that from the beginning.
Yeah.
Boston came out flat in Game 5. They had 39 points at the half. A 16-point first quarter, and they didn't make a three until sometime into the second quarter. We're looking at they had a 0 for 11 first quarter from 3. So the Dubs, they came out at home after getting the series back to 2-2. They went back home, and Draymond was back to being Draymond.
Yeah.
He quickly, made some things happen in the first quarter. I know he made a play where he did a fake and got down the lane for a dunk, a two-handed dunk, and he hung on the rim. And he set another tone that
yeah, man,
the C's could not make an adjustment to in time.
Mm-hmm.
So now, that first half was brutal for them. It was brutal.
Yeah, it was. Most definitely.
They
I think the score at the end was like 36-18 or something.
Whew.
That's terrible.
I
mean, Golden State didn't shoot well from 3. They shot 22%.
Right.
Boston shot 34%. But the difference was Golden State shot 46% from the field. Boston shot 41%, which means Golden State was making the shots in the paint.
Right.
And their points in the paint, Boston had 36. Golden State had 50.
Big difference.
So that just tells me Boston's their defense in the paint wasn't that good.
Right.
They will focus on them shooting threes.
Worrying about the line.
Right. Which we all know Golden State can attack the basket.
Right.
They can do everything.
Right. I mean, and we saw where, when they saw that the three wasn't working for them, they weren't stuck on dying by the three. They started attacking the rim.
Yeah.
But the C's had turnover troubles. That got out of hand. They had 9 turnovers in the first half. But they did, come back in the second by playing some better D.
Yeah.
They started playing better D, and the shooting got a little better.
But it was a little too late.
Well, they cut it to 2 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
But I could say that Golden State, they missed 14 straight threes. And I think
Yeah, they didn't shoot well.
no, they're not at all.
The
Not
only
at all.
person that shot good from 3 was Klay Thompson. I mean, Porter shot 0 for 2, Wiggins shot 0 for 6, Curry shot 0 for 9.
Right. Yeah. But they made other things happen. And now, Curry only had 1 turnover and 8 assists. So 8-to-1 ratio on turnovers to assists. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good. So he definitely, at that point, he relied on his teammates to get involved. He got them involved. And he actually, was going to the basket and getting other things to work for him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the whole team, was thriving. So, and
then ball movement was good. They wasn't turning the ball that much. I mean, surprisingly, I've never seen this, but Golden State only has 7 total turnovers in Game 5.
Right.
And Boston had 18.
Again. Here we go again.
Their turnovers was making them lose.
Right. That's been the theme. The thing about the game, the turnovers were still a constant. But they gave themselves opportunities because of how dismal Golden State was from behind the line. When you generally, getting those threes, and then you come out and you're, getting 2s now at the same rate, but that does change, the complexion of the game. Wasn't, made a move in the third, but by the fourth quarter, it was again going in the other direction because of the turnovers and fouls. And of course, they had a good quarter, but they still, I think we had 18 turnovers by 6 minutes left in the game, so, Golden State.
And they shot, and the C shot terrible from the free throw line.
Right.
Their free throws, they shot 67%.
Right. This was supposed to be Boston's, bounce back game. They were 7-0 in the playoffs.
And,
after a loss.
Right. And they never lose back-to-back games.
Right. They hadn't lost back-to-back games. And it failed them this time. And I kind of thought that going in that there was going to be trouble for them. Now, final score, I believe it was
the final score was 104-94.
A 10-point game.
10-point game.
Okay, that's not bad.
But I think what caused them to lose also too is they were exhausted. Their first round they swept the Nets.
Right.
You beat the defending champs in 7.
That they went to 7 with that one.
You beat the team that beat you in the bubble in the conference finals in 7.
Right.
So playing 2 Game 7 games against 2 tough teams,
right,
kind of it wore them down.
Right.
And to play a team like Golden State, the way that they move a lot,
they do move.
So
they do move.
I think it was also exhaustion and frustration.
Right.
For them.
Right. Yeah. So, and I think that we had Mr. Poole come out at the end of I believe it was the third again.
Shot another buzzer beater.
Right.
Crazy.
Another third quarter closeout with another great shot.
Should we just call him the third quarter closer? The third quarter closer?
Yeah.
Because he
does his thing. I mean, he could be having a bad game, but he's looking to close that quarter, with a bang.
Yeah, because Golden State, third quarter is their quarter.
Yeah. I mean, generally, they have, they've had good third quarters. I think Boston played well in the third quarter of Game 5. They gave them a hard time. I believe Boston won the third quarter, 35-24. But now, when you get stabbed in the face by a shot like what Poole did at the end of the quarter, it does affect you going into the fourth.
And you're away.
And you're on the road, right? It does. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have used that terminology, but a slap to the face. Poole slapped him in the face with that shot, and it definitely has an effect on you.
Yeah,
on the road.
It when a player hits a buzzer beater to go on to the fourth, it gives them momentum,
right,
and the energy to keep going.
So basically,
it was just a tough loss for Boston.
Tough loss. We went into predictions after that.
We all thought it was going to 7.
We all had it at a game 7. And then we had a discussion about it amongst our team, and I started hedging. I said I believe that Golden State has now found the cheat code.
Yep.
And
you did said that.
I believe that they're going to come out and finish this thing in 6 games in Boston. I stood alone. My team, we all, have a thing for, the C's. But I took Golden State the whole time in this series. Looked at it as a 7-game series because I thought Boston would be a little tougher. And that was the thing that bothered me. While Golden State was going inside, Boston actually started going inside. Smart was getting into the lane, and he was able to shoot over, their guards. And he put up floaters over their guards, but then he stopped. And I was a little, he
should have kept going.
Right. They should have kept on taking it over top of them in the lane. But they retreated back to, the outside where, it was an iffy thing for both teams.
I mean, if something's working for you every time, you just gotta keep on doing it until they stop it.
Right.
And I don't know why he stopped.
Right.
When I saw it, I was like, Marcus, what are you doing? Why are you stopping? That no one is guarding you. I mean, you're bigger guard than Steph. Than Gary Payton.
Exactly.
The second.
And they were doing some good things over Gary. Gary's a good defender, but they were getting some good shots up over Gary. And they should have stuck to that. I guess the game plan, basically was to work the outside and, to drive with purpose, intentionally down, when they had it. Smart was over them anytime he wanted to. And they don't have a rim protector. So, I mean, what are you thinking?
Right.
What are you thinking? So at that point, I changed my thinking from a game 7 to a finish in game 6 because I said now they have the cheat code. They know the Warriors know what they're going to do. They know how to do it. and I believe they're going to get it done, in Boston. And you said that you were going to stick to this Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is what it is. We had our differences, but
it was a great series.
Game 6 was epic, but
Very epic.
yeah, it was epic. It was really something. Well, we're going to get to this other piece about what happened with Jason Tatum. He had some interesting things. But I mean, throughout the series, there were runs, and this Game 6 started after the 2-2 start. The C's went on a 10-0 run.
Yeah, they did.
And they forced a timeout. And they started again with posting up smart, and they moved the ball, not just, into the paint for Smart to take a shot. He was actually tossing it back out to the wings to get a good shot from his wing players. So that was a good thing, working the post, playing the ball in and out, and they got off to a good start. So that they had, I believe they had to get Golden State out of their rhythm that they had brought in,
mm-hmm.
and they did a good job of getting them going. So
Golden State went on a good run, and it all started from Draymond Green.
Yeah, and then I think they came out of the timeout that Golden State had called, and they come to a back-to-back flop foul call on Curry, and then on Klay Thompson that Smart initiated, and he got the calls.
Right, I remember that.
So that put Golden State behind the 8 ball at that point, and the crowd was in a frenzy.
Yeah, man.
And Golden State, as I said, had the cheat code. They stayed poised. They didn't let the crowd get to them. And they continued to initiate. Now, Steph was going inside.
He was aggressive inside.
He was going inside, and he was aggressive. And he I know after coming off of a bad shooting game in Game 5, I think he wanted to, take his time and get a good rhythm before he started popping off on threes.
Yeah.
But I knew that he was going to, he wasn't going to force any shots, but I knew he was going to get back on track. And he hit a 3 with 52 seconds left in that quarter, and he gave the Warriors their first lead. And then I think Jordan Poole he banked a 3.
Yeah, he did.
And they went on a run of their own. They had an 11-0 run. So it was kind of crazy. It went back
Very
and forth.
hectic.
And the C's came out pretty strong, and then they had to take a little bit they had to recover from the way the Warriors handled, their first push. I mean, you got to come out and say to your team as a coach, they're gonna come after us in this game right from the beginning. We have to sustain that first assault.
Right.
And
Yeah.
just hold the line, and they did, and then they came back and took the lead. So after that, it just kind of snowballed,
Yep.
And man, the run that Golden State went on after that was that's where it became epic.
Yeah, that run they had was crazy. I mean, the way they shot the ball too.
Right. I mean, they had a 21-0 run with
that's crazy.
With 2:25 left in the first quarter. Poole came off the bench and got 11 points in 6 minutes. And then they continued with a 52-25 run, after that first run by the Boston Celtics. 52-25. So,
jeez.
I think they went into the half.
That went into the half, right? Was that in the first half?
That's how the half ended.
Okay.
So they
in the first half, that's
right. There was 37-54. So, it got crazy. It got crazy, and then from there, it just it continued to snowball, And then I think Boston, they made another run. It was a 12-2 run, and I think they cut it to 12. They cut it to 12, but I don't believe they really got much closer throughout after that. I mean, so there was a lot going on. It's a good start. Then Golden State went into their bag. And
they took over the whole.
They never recovered.
Yeah,
they never really recovered. I mean, it was.
I thought Boston was going to bounce back.
Yeah,
and do what they do.
And we have to talk about Tatum.
Yeah,
we have to talk about Tatum. Jaylen Brown again. He did the best he could. He actually, he hit a 3 to cut it to 8 at one point, and going into that last run, and Wiggins came down, hit a 3 after his 3 to put it back to 11. So they every time they thought they were going to be able to, get back in it, Golden State came down and
responded.
They responded each time, and it just kept, becoming evident that, Tatum wasn't going to give them anything. And I mean, people were talking about, that he was exhausted. It was a tough.
I mean, the ball was in his hands all the time.
Right.
When a guy has a ball in his hands the whole series, the guy's gonna get exhausted. And Tatum was exhausted. He was trying to do everything he could for his team. It just didn't really work out that well. Especially in the biggest stage.
Right.
I mean, it's his first finals.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of young talent, goes through that.
Boston will be back in the finals
first time around. I mean,
they're going to be back. As long as they fix those adjustments.
Right.
They're going to be back.
But, their coach did a great job. He comes from a good pedigree.
Way to bounce back from a bad start in the season, in the beginning of the season.
Right, exactly. And then to put together the kind of runs they made. And a big thing about, their season and their playoff run was their ability to do it on the road. That shows a little bit of poise.
Right.
It shows some grit.
Right.
When you can go on the road and take a big game. The Miami Women's Game 7.
That was crazy.
They did the other one against the defending champs
in game
7 at home, but they had to get game 6.
Right.
They had to get that game 6 to get to that game 7. So
that game 6 was crazy in Milwaukee.
So I mean, they showed a lot of promise. You know,
it showed that they're not scared. They're not afraid to win in on the road, because in the NBA it's tough to win on the road.
Road games are tough.
And the way that the Celtics did by winning games on the road, it just shows them they're not scared. They're just out there.
They're getting close.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a matter of time. And, you know, as they continue to develop, they have to continue to develop.
Right.
And they got to be in condition. You got to be in good condition.
Yeah.
You can't come in here half-stepping, because when you get into these situations, and you got to stay healthy.
Health,
you know?
Health is the important thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those were 2 clawing and scratching series. But enough about that. The Dubs, they got it. They got it done.
They're the champs. Congrats to them.
They are the world champions. You have to give them their credit.
Congrats. Steph, Clay, and Draymond got their 4th one.
Right.
Oh, and Andre Iguodala got his 4th one.
Right. So
Shout
that
out.
core, that core was together again, and they did their thing.
Shout out to the guys that won their first ones. Shout out to Andrew Wiggins.
Right.
I think he played very well in his first finals.
Right.
Golden State helped him not to be nervous.
Right. He was solid.
And he was very solid. Otto Porter, happy for him.
Yeah.
Winning his first chip. JTA. And Poole worked hard, man.
Yeah.
And GP2, Gary Payton.
You're right.
So he played with 6 teams in the G League, got cut. He got cut by Golden State. And then he wanted to be the video coordinator for them.
Right.
But then the GM was like, we got to get him back here.
Right. I mean, he wanted to just be around the team. He's like,
Yeah.
Can I come in and work out? You know, you cut me, fine. Can I come in and just work out tomorrow? Can I, what can I do? Is there something else I can do with the squad? He's like, yo, we're going to find a place for this guy.
I think they're going to keep him for a while. They're going to keep him for a while.
I mean, they have a few contracts they have to work on. This all season is going to be interesting. They got a high payment there with the outside the salary cap. They're over it, and so those overages are going to do something to affect how they spend their money. But Wiggins,
he getting paid.
Kawhi says the board man gets paid. So I mean, Wiggins was a board man.
He had back-to-back
double-figure rebounds.
Yeah,
and I believe he led them in rebounds throughout the series. So, Wiggins, well, he's a commodity now.
Gotta give him his respect.
Right. And the MVP, he's got to get his respect.
First finals MVP.
First finals MVP, 2 times league MVP.
Chef Curry.
All-Star MVP.
Yes.
He's got them all.
Western Conference Finals MVP.
Right. He's got them all. So
4 of them things.
Right. He's got to get that respect. There's questions going around in the media about where he stands in history now. But, I mean,
then people say, oh, is he top 10 player of all time now he won his 4th ring? There was questions saying if he gets his 5th one, will he be the greatest of all time over LeBron? This and that. And
it's quite unfair. I believe that's unfair.
Yeah. I mean, the man had an historic season. He became the greatest shooter,
3-point range.
3-point range,
Right.
of all time.
Total number of shots made.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great accomplishment. But for this era, that there's a lot of chatter going around about is he tied with LeBron? Is he better than LeBron now?
Yeah.
He did it in less time. I'd like to say that, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan or detractor.
Right,
but
me
too. I think that Curry I think he approaches the game differently in all aspects, from his personal and his team accomplishments. I think they mean more to him.
Mm-hmm. The team is most important for him.
Right. And I think the team comes first. So when you have good teams, I mean, that's been the only thing that has been an issue for Bron. Bron has done a lot, to seal his place in history. But these teams, like, I think Golden State is built somewhat like the Spurs.
Yes.
They move the ball.
They remind me of the Spurs.
Right. There's a lot of Spurs in them. In that concept, they can play like an orchestra.
Yes.
That's
a good one.
They play the game like a symphony. And that's a lot different in their style of play than what you see with Bronze type of teams. So, you got to remember, it's a team game still. So
it's not individual.
Right. You have to stop trying to compare these guys, like, Steph being one of the small point guards and LeBron. Somebody just said the other day that they think that Steph has now at least become the top small point guard over Isaiah Thomas. Now, Isaiah Thomas has been, that guy for the small point guards out there. There's been a lot of great ones. Speaking of, my old school crew, Nate Archibald was one of those top guys that led the league in points and assists in the same season. Doesn't happen a lot, but he did that. Isaiah was one of the great small point guards, but they're saying that, Steph has now solidified himself as the top small point guard out there. So
no, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So I mean, that's an interesting point that you said. But again, I don't really like to get into it like that. These eras are different, and but I do want to give him his props. Great series. That 43-point explosion was really something. I think it was 30 in Game 6.
He had 34 in Game 6.
34 in Game 6. How many threes?
6 threes.
6 threes
out of 11 attempts.
Oh, so
he bounced back.
Yeah, he definitely bounced back, and again, I believe it was deserving of the MVP. A lot of people were, starting to hedge. Oh no, Andrew Wiggins, has an opportunity. No, he didn't. He didn't have an opportunity. It is what it is. It was definitely going to be Steph's, and he showed up. You know, there are ebbs and flows in a series. So, oh well, he didn't do it in Game 5. No, but he was going to the rack against big boys, so he kept playing. I mean, he didn't give up.
He had tough finishes against them guys,
and they won. They won the game.
And
he got 8 assists.
Yeah.
So that was in Game 5, but then he comes back in Game 6. How many assists did he have in Game 6?
He had 7 assists and 7 boards.
7 assists, 7 boards. Boardman gets paid again by getting the MVP and 34 points.
And Draymond almost had a triple-double.
Did he?
He had 12 points, 12 boards, and 8 assists.
Nice.
He shot 2 threes.
Oh boy.
That surprised me, Draymond shooting threes.
Well, you got to keep the floor balanced. You got to take them if you're in that position. They're moving the ball around. You want to get the defense to move. Mm-hmm. He has to take them sometime.
Yeah. And went in. So, the whole team played well.
Yeah.
Congrats to the Golden State Warriors. And I realized the score from Game 6 and Game 5 is a little similar. The score in Game 5 was 104-94. And the score in Game 6 was 103-90. So that, it kind of tell you something about what was going on in the game, how the defense was, how the offense was.
Right.
Yeah, man. Golden State, they just killed it.
Right.
They took over.
The C's 23 turnovers, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
23 turnovers.
And Golden State had 17.
Whew. Wow, they had 17. That's crazy. So
and the refs were good in the series.
Yeah. The officiating didn't interfere with basketball.
Yeah, I mean, they played real basketball.
Right. Yeah. That we had some bad officiating during the playoffs this year, I must say. I was not pleased at a lot of points during the playoffs. Officiating was bad. There was a lot of questionable things that happened throughout the playoffs, but in this series, the officiating was quite good. It was, you don't want to know an official's name. You don't want to be able to point them out. You don't want to call them on calls. You just want to see good basketball. Mm-hmm. And in this series, I think they were allowed to play.
Allowed to be physical.
They it wasn't, it didn't get to the point of old school basketball, but it was still good basketball. Draymond, he pushed it to the edge early in the series,
but not much.
But he didn't, that didn't continue on. He got back to, the playing basketball himself. So, it wasn't something that was going to be challenged every game.
Right.
He got back to just playing basketball. So, I think he wanted to test the waters and he wanted to set a tone. I think they lost Game 1, so they needed something, to spark them. And, each guy has to think about it for himself. What can I do to help my team? So he came out, he challenged referees, he challenged the Boston Celtics, and the officials, they tried to get it right, and everything settled down, and we got back to basketball. So, on their part, I believe it was good officiating, and it was good basketball.
Yeah. There you go, folks. That's the end of the NBA season. It was a great 75th anniversary season.
Yeah.
A lot of good moments, a lot of good games during the season. And we are definitely looking forward to next season.
We got to see all the greats come out and get those new jackets.
Yes, and during the All-Star game, yes.
Yeah, it was really pleasant to see, the camaraderie and some of the back and forth, and guys thinking that they still got it out there, and they had fun with it. It was good to see the old school guys come out and be a part of the league again, and getting a chance to mingle with the young bucks.
Yeah, man.
So it was a good year.
Wish Kobe was there.
Oh my Lord. My Lord.
If we see Kobe wearing his jacket, him and Mike reunited, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yes. My second all-time favorite player.
Oh my gosh. The Black Mamba.
The Black Mamba.
Still miss that guy.
Yeah, man.
Yep. It was good though. It was a good year.
Shall we move on to the next
Well, we have a little bit of NBA news before, the close of business with the season. Being that the season has now ended, this is the start of
free agency.
Free agency is going to start, I believe, sometime in July.
Yeah.
Then they're going to be open to trades getting done that were proposed and so forth.
There's going to be a lot of signing trades. There might be a lot of trades during the draft.
Well, the draft is Thursday.
Draft is in
Draft is Thursday.
No, the draft is
in 2 days.
Oh yes, Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 days. So the draft is coming up. We already have I'm not going to say a blockbuster trade. It's a good trade for this particular team. Mm-hmm. Christian Wood being moved from Houston,
to
the Mavericks,
right next door.
Right.
So it's not a bad travel for him.
No, not too bad.
I mean, Christian Wood's a good player. He improved his game a lot as the year progressed. He did pretty good with the Rockets. I mean, I feel like he had the ball more with Houston.
Right.
And his numbers was almost all-star numbers.
Right.
So I just have this trade, it was a pretty good trade. I mean, I have questions about this because always want to know, is his numbers going to stay? Is his numbers going to move up, or his numbers going to go down? Because a guy like Luka always has the ball in his hands.
Right.
He's going to be the guy that's going to be scoring with the pill.
Scoring or not scoring, and he's going. I think they going to tell Christian, are you going to have to go pull it up off the rim,
right?
If there's if I miss, or are they going to look to involve him into the offense? He already had a problem with Porzingis.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. Whoever guard comes up court with the ball, they usually are the ones that's patting it until the clock is running down. So that's a good question. I mean, how are they going to utilize Christian Wood? I mean, you can do a lot of good things when you're playing with a bad team. So it makes you look a lot better. You get to a good team, you have to try to fit into their system and then cause some things to manifest for yourself. So you're making a good point. Can Christian Wood I think his numbers were probably better last year than they were this year, right?
Yeah. It did. I mean, he had good number. He was close to being an all-star this season.
Right.
The way the numbers he put up, but he put more numbers up last season,
right,
than he did this year. But either way, both years was good years for him. At the same time, it's a good move for Dallas because Dallas does need a guy that can score, like a big man,
right,
that can score.
Right.
Dwight Powell is not a scorer.
Right.
You know, he gonna get the boards for you, and he's gonna do alley-oop dunks. You know, at some point.
Right.
But
It's not enough.
It's not enough. They definitely need a big man they can get the ball to in the post and they can do a move and score.
Right.
And Christian Wood is a guy that can do that. So it's also a good trade for Dallas, but at the same time, like I said, there's questions about this.
Right. And Houston didn't get much in it, but you know, I'm sad to see Boban traveling again to another team, you know. But you know, we love Boban. You know, I think everybody loves Boban. So but you know, he's in the league still. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep things happening with this with old my man Boban. So
yeah, Christian Wood to the Mavs.
Yeah.
It's a good player.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we got some other news.
Okay.
Kyrie and the Nets.
Man.
That situation, man.
The Nets.
They're at an impasse.
Right.
You know,
Kyrie's due for an extension. This is his extension time, and of course, there's got to be some question on his loyalty to the team, his ability to be there for the team, and his commitment to the team.
Yeah, not really being part-time.
Right. He's had instances where he's just disappeared for days. He's had instances where he wasn't allowed to play. It wasn't his fault because of the restrictions in New York, which was a strange deal because players who weren't vaccinated on other teams were able to come into New York and still play.
Yeah.
But yet a player in his situation is in the same building and he can't. So there was a little politics behind it, a little bit of troubles that I think the league really didn't know how to deal with. I don't think anybody knew how to deal with it. And, you know, Eric Adams at the, 12th hour decided to try to make some kind of arrangement, but it took too long to get that thing settled.
Yeah.
And by that point, the Nets were in a bind with the Harden situation, and he no longer wanted to be a part of it. And I think it affected the whole team. So,
I mean, Harden said he didn't enjoy living in Brooklyn or being part of the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, but I think the Kyrie situation affected him as well. So
yeah,
but that's another story with Harden. But Kyrie, we have to figure that out. It's going to be an ongoing thing for a while. I think we're going to have to come back to that and talk about it at a later date to see where we stand with his deal or no deal, or trade or no trade. There's a lot of things coming up, a lot of speculation about what could be, what ifs.
Yeah.
As if,
will he stay? Will he not stay?
Right. Ooh, can he hook up with LeBron again, or is there another place that was willing to deal with his machinations? So let's see.
Let's see what happens.
Well, we'll definitely revisit that in the coming days and weeks, and we'll see what comes from that. So there's got to be some way to get it settled and look at his options, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, we just gotta see. I mean, this only was out for like a day or so,
Right.
We'll see what happens in a week or couple more weeks, see, what any updates on it, and we'll
report it.
We'll report it.
Okay. We're gonna take a break here for a second. All right, we're back, and we like to share, some old school moments, some new school moments.
I'll come up with some new school moments.
As we go on,
right.
Because we have a generation gap, between us,
right?
Him and I, and
I got some old school in me too. Growing up as a kid, I was born early 2000s. Growing up, the music we listen to is a lot of old school. So I know some old school stuff. My parents put me onto a lot of old school music. So
right. But and then we we'll talk about music at times, and we'll talk about entertainment, movies, some of the different things that I grew up on, and of course, I'm living in his time, so but he can definitely still turn me on to some things that I don't know about. I heard that Drake dropped a new album. There's a lot of controversy with that right now.
Yeah.
So that's a new school vibe right there. But I was listening to a friend of mine on WJFF 90.5 FM on the weekend in the Catskills, and I listen to him every Saturday. He's on 7 to 9. His name is Clyde Alvin Yates III. And I like listening to his show. He plays a lot of old school. He plays some R&B. He plays jazz. He plays funk. He plays everything. He's eclectic. He's an eclectic brother. And I like listening to them. WJFF 90.5 FM, Radio Catskills. And I was listening to him Saturday, and I was really vibing on his, he went into a real old school vibe. He went back as far as the Platters with some of his songs on that day.
Wow.
But listening to those guys in the groups back then, he played a little bit of Four Tops with Levi Stubbs, and played a little Dells with Marvin Jr.,
wow.
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes with Teddy Pendergrass. Of course, the Isley Brothers with Ronald.
Isley Brothers.
Yeah. He played a little bit of Temptations with Dennis Edwards as a lead. So, those lead singers, they're not around like they were back then. We have plans on doing a show about the changes of music over the years. I guess over my lifetime, how things changed in music, and how things are so electronic now and so different. But when those voices from back in the day, you get to listen to those guys croon like they did. It's nothing like it to me, and I like to hear my boy Clyde, put on his shows on those Saturdays between 7 and 9. And that was my old school moment for the day here. Check him out sometimes if you get a chance. All right.
Yeah, I listen to him a little bit. I listen. My dad always puts his radio on and stuff, and I listen to a little bit of it. I listen to some songs that I know, some old school songs that I've listened before.
Right.
But yeah, he's done a great job with his radio station, and
yeah,
I like the music he plays. So shout out to Clyde.
Yep, definitely. And so that's my old school moment, like I said. And I'm going to give Josh a chance to hit you guys with a new school moment, and it's just not going to be today.
It's going to be eventually one episodes, but just stay tuned with that.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're still trying to figure out what happened with Drake's album.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Once he knows, I guess he'll report on that. So it's been great. And we hope that you come back again.
See you guys next time.
We want to thank you for coming to the Lion's Den and taking the time to listen to the episode.
Be a part of our old school versus new school debate.
Leave a comment on an old school topic.
Or a new school one. Or just your thoughts on the episode.
Peace, love, dove.
And blessings to everybody.
Yeah, so don't change with the weather. My mind warps and bends, most of the way it counts to 10. It's happening.